What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode here on CNR TV. I'm Kurt.
I'm Josh.
And we are doing this via Zoom again. We are going to be covering the second episode of Loki. And as our god of mischief weaves a web of deceit.
A big web by the end of it.
He's doing exactly what I thought he was going to do.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, guys, as you know, we're going to roll the recap here, and then we'll come back at the end of it and discuss our findings.
Let's do it.
All right, let's jump into this. The first episode of Loki gave us a little good cop, bad cop action, with some interrogation room tactics weaved in as Owen Wilson's Mobius M. Mobius went down the get inside the mind of a killer route. And the second episode of Loki continues to embrace that procedural vibe. A fairly traditional teaser sets up episode 2, as C-20, Sasha Lane from American Honey, and her squad of TVA hunters arrive in Oshkosh, Wisconsin in the mid-1980s to investigate a reported variant on the loose at a Renaissance fair. The team is ambushed by the Loki variant mentioned by Mobius at the end of the last episode, and Bonnie Tyler's holding out for a hero accompanies the rest of the scene. Back at the TVA, Loki is learning-ish. Also, can we take a guess at who might be leading the pack when it comes to variant numbers if Loki is second place? Keep checking the background at the TVA. We've already seen a Skrull and Peggy Carter. Now our Loki is being teased with the possibility that he could snag an audience with the Timekeepers if he keeps playing along. Leading into the tried and true cop show, you could get immunity or a reduced sentence if you cooperate trope. It seems incredibly unlikely that this is anything other than a manipulative gameplay by Mobius. Loki is put to work pouring through the case files and having a fun interaction with the live-action Roz from Monsters, Inc. The stakes are high here. Loki's life pretty much depends on him finding a breadcrumb or two, and luckily, he manages it during an emotional scene where he processes that Asgard, the home he grew up in and then abandoned, is gone. He digs a little deeper into the destruction of Asgard and finds that there was no variance energy detected at Ground Zero, and has an epiphany that the show seems to be hoping you don't ask too many hard questions about. But they try out Loki's winning theory in Pompeii just as the city is being destroyed. At this point, Loki has used his incessant talking to plant a much-needed seed of doubt in Mobius's mind about whether the Timekeepers and the TVA are really the good guys. And it all leads to Mobius having his own kablooey epiphany. Mobius's eureka moment places the murderous variant in 2050 Alabama. The Roxcart mission indeed unveils the mystery variant. It's Sophia DiMartino, and the credits identify her as Sylvie, also known as Enchantress, and not Lady Loki as we may have expected. It's not Sylvie who is revealing her grand plan upon being discovered. It's Loki, and she's way ahead of him. "This isn't about you," she tells Loki, somewhat echoing the Ancient One's dying words to Doctor Strange. Loki might be a little closer to shrugging off his self-absorbed nature than Sylvie realizes. In my favorite part of the episode, he checks to make sure B-15 is okay when she's left unconscious by her possession. Loki isn't holding out for a hero, but he might just become one himself. Or maybe he's just lifting a weapon off her body, and I'll have to take it on the chin next week. So what'd you think, man?
Again, I loved it. It's even better than the first episode.
I'm telling you, this one was on a level 8, like the entire time.
Yeah. That's what I told my wife. I said, this show is moving. Like,
it really is.
The Winter Soldier was slow. WandaVision was even slower, and this one just hit the ground running.
Well, based on the observations I made in the recap, doesn't this feel like a cop buddy movie?
Yes.
Or buddy cop movie?
Yeah, I took down a note similar to that, actually.
Go ahead. What's the point?
Just going on that, He's kind of done that role before, but Owen Wilson.
Yes.
I've never been a huge fan of him, but I absolutely love him in this show.
Yeah, he is. He's really working out good. I thought it was a really weird choice when I first heard it. I was like, as we discussed in the last episode, that just isn't who he comes across as. But
right, kind of a big name. So I was kind of like, it's when they pull outside sources like that, it's kind of weird, but they nailed it.
But so he's Mobius M. Mobius, right?
Yeah,
that's his name.
I guess the M is Mobius. Mobius.
Is he a comic book character?
He is.
He is from. So all the TVM is from there, right?
Yeah, it actually was first introduced in a Thor comic, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
kind of fits with Loki.
It really does, man. You get a kind of to see a little bit of a different side of Loki in this. Mm-hmm. All the while, you don't know what's going on, behind the scenes or in his head.
I love the little moments where you see who he really is, like when he sees the file in Asgard being destroyed, and he's emotional.
Yeah, I thought they were literally going to drop the teardrop onto the paper for a minute. I was like,
yeah. But I love moments like that because most of the time he's just full of it. So little genuine moments are nice.
When you first saw, what is it, Agent 20? What do they name the Minutemen?
Yeah,
C20, I think.
I think that's right.
So when you first saw her, did you think she was from Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Wait, is she?
No, she's not.
Okay.
I'm going to put a picture up here of the two of them together, and
okay.
You'll see what I'm talking about.
I did not. I did think she looked familiar, but it didn't ring any bells. So.
Yeah, she was from that. I can't remember what it was. Shia LaBeouf movie, Honey Badger or something.
Oh, heck, I don't know.
And so you said that you had some observations on this.
Yeah, just a couple things. First, what's your take on the Ravonna? I think he called her the lady that Mobius goes to a couple times, like his boss.
Oh yeah.
I get a weird vibe from her.
Well, I think when they do finally reveal that the timekeepers are up to no good, that she's going to be fully aware of what's really going on.
So you think she's kind of the linchpin for their plan?
Yeah, or working in the underlying mission for the timekeepers or whatever. She's going to be aware of it and buying into it. That's my theory.
So that's something else going on. Their conversation was a little strange, where it almost seems like the timekeepers might just be one person or not real at all, especially when Mobius asked, how are they doing? And she said, oh, you know. It just struck me as a weird, maybe it's a red herring kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They're going to get to it quick.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that they revealed who the variant that Loki is chasing.
Yeah,
Mobius.
Did you see or what did you think of the other variants they showed? The little hologram.
I thought some of them were really funny, man.
Yeah, the giant Hulk Loki was interesting.
Yeah, that was some weird stuff, man.
Yeah, it was a very Viking-esque Loki.
Yeah, and are all these Lokis, all these variants being used to test the defenses, by the actual
maybe
bad ones.
Just another little comic book nod. I wrote down the Rock's Cart location.
Yes.
It's the Roxxon Corporation, which is a big comic book evil corporation kind of thing.
Ooh, and they were kind of making it look like a Walmart inside.
Yeah. Just got a little bit of a comic nod there, I guess. They also showed up in Iron Man 3, I believe it is, briefly. So I wonder, kind of like the Ten Rings organization, all the movies you see it.
Right, yeah.
Someone with a tattoo on their neck or something. It just
Shang-Chi in that.
Yeah, 10 rings.
The 10 rings. Yeah.
Another question I have: the TVA agents themselves, are they like normal people that live their life and then join the TVA, or are they created for the TVA?
That's an interesting question.
They kind of circle around it a little bit, but you don't get an answer.
I'd love to, and I'm sure we're going to find out a lot more about them.
So, yeah,
because as everything starts to come unglued and come apart, as this comes to an end, and it's going to probably have to completely fall apart to set up Doctor Strange.
Well, Marvel already announced that this, WandaVision, Doctor Strange 2, and Spider-Man 3 all tie together.
Okay, see.
So I think they'll all kind of address the multiverse stuff, which I wonder if they've already set that up with Lady Loki blowing everything up.
Yeah. And did you recognize her and who her character is?
I did not. No, something DiMartino. I want to say like Olivia or Elizabeth.
Sophia DiMartino.
That's it.
And she's known as Sylvie or Enchantress.
Ooh, okay.
And she is not Lady Loki.
Really?
Right.
Okay. Because like Enchantress is a big character in the Thor comics, but I thought they were just going with the Lady Loki.
See, they referred to the credits at the end to identify her, and in the credits, that's how she was listed.
Oh, really?
So that's who they are saying she is.
Okay, I missed that.
There's really no speculation there, because they actually in writing.
That's good to know. I assume they were just gonna go like the comics had a version of Lady Loki that it was just Loki in a woman body, and I figured maybe Tom Hiddleston stops playing the role and she continues on at the end of the show potentially. But her being Enchantress is a lot more interesting.
And and they're still saying she's a variant of Loki, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of throwing me off on how it can be two completely different.
Maybe it's just a name to differentiate them.
Well, yeah, maybe that female Loki was also known as Enchantress.
Yeah.
I guess that'll be interesting to see how that develops too.
Yeah. And one last thing, the locations that she sent the bombs to are a couple of locations that we know. The big one being Vormir,
right?
Which is where the Soul Stone came from. So I don't know. I don't know if they're creating timelines. They turn purple instead of the orange. So I don't know if they have a different function that way. But Vormir was one. Sakaar from Thor Ragnarok. They had a list of a bunch of different locations in different time periods. So assuming this is creating the multiverse, then there's a lot of potential there. Because like geez, I just said the planet name. So, God, the one do it.
What'd you say, Volomir?
No, it was Vormir, but then the one
Vormir, I'm sorry.
The one from Thor Ragnarok. I literally just said it. Sakaar.
Okay.
Was 1985, I think. So that happened like before the Thor movie and everything. So
okay.
You could have like timelines all over the place.
Just before we cut out for this episode, I wanted to address the scene in Pompeii. Where Loki got up and told everybody they were going to die in just a minute in their language.
Yeah, I do like that. It made perfect sense that he would speak Italian, or I guess it would be Italian,
Greek or Italian or something. Yeah. Well, that's all we got for this episode.
Hold on, you asked me. Let me ask you.
Sure. What did I think?
Yeah. Overall thoughts.
Overall thoughts. like I said at the beginning, that this thing was on a level 8 the whole 53 minutes of it.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it. I guess you're kind of seeing where Mobius is struggling between putting some trust into Loki and just being fed up with him.
Right.
And, told him, when you first came, I couldn't get you to say a word. Now I can't get you to shut up.
Yeah.
So, but, then there's the big reveal where, which wasn't a big reveal to me, that Loki was playing a game the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And he's trying to overthrow I don't know if he just told her that to try and gain her trust.
I'm going to make a prediction now that in the end, he will come through and help the TVA. I think he will be on the side of good in this. I think he's leading her on.
I got you. Yeah, he's trying to gain her trust. So
yeah, I think it's going to be kind of a double cross switch up on us.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that as well. That he's trying to get her trust. And that's why he was kind of torn to go into the gate with her, into the doorway.
Yeah.
Or wait for Mobius. Because now Mobius thinks, and he's going to be in trouble when he gets back, especially now that the timeline is a complete disaster.
Yeah, and she said she couldn't help him this time.
Right.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
If you're wrong about this, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah. And next time we'll be halfway through the season. So.
Yeah.
That's depressing.
It goes by quick when there's only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoyed it. It's just getting better.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to the next one.
Me too.
Well, guys, that's all we got for today. Thanks for coming by. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe so you will ring that notification bell so you'll be notified when we launch a new video. You got to click the bell. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming by, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.
See you next time.